Hello to all of our friends on YouTube. We're so glad you joined us today, and I know you'll be glad you stopped by too. Well, why? How about checking this out? It's an all-original, low-mileage example of one of the most popular collector cars of all time, the Chevrolet Camaro. But this isn't just any Camaro. Oh no. It's an outstanding example of a third-generation convertible with a Z28 package. You may remember a very personable owner of a 1975 Chevrolet Caprice Classic convertible that we featured a few weeks ago named Joe Luber. Joe has the good fortune to own both this really sharp Camaro and his elegant and beautiful Caprice Classic, and both are convertibles. We'll link Joe's stunning Caprice Classic below. If you haven't seen it, you really should. If you have, watch it again. This car is that nice. Now sit back and let Joe tell you all about his sweet Camaro. Let's go for a ride.
Hello, I'm Joe Luber. I'm the proud owner of this 1991 Z28 Camaro. Interesting story on how I found the car. We had friends here from the Washington, D.C. area. I may have mentioned in another one of these YouTubes that we live in Paradise Valley, Arizona. We had friends here from D.C. and we had gone to Barrett-Jackson. And of course, seeing all the beautiful cars there, I didn't go there to buy anything. And afterwards, we decided to go out to dinner. So we went down to the famous Don and Charlie's restaurant in Old Scottsdale, which unfortunately is no longer there. But we are waiting outside for them to call our table, and a gentleman pulls up in this beautiful red Camaro convertible. And my wife said, "Joe, that's a good-looking car." And I said, "It sure is." The guy gets out of the car, and I said, "Sir, that's a beautiful car you have." He said, "You want it?" And I looked at him, and I was stunned. And I said, "Well, I'm not sure." He says, "Well, here's my business card. Give me a call." We went in, sat down to have dinner, and for those who know me, I'll talk to a tree. That's what my wife says. I'll talk to anybody, and I usually talk all the time. Well, at dinner, my wife said, "Joe, what's the matter? You're not talking to any of us. You want that car, don't you?" And I said, "Well, I think I do." She says, "Go find the guy in the restaurant. Tell him you want to go see the car. Don't wait to call him on the phone." So I got up and I walked the restaurant, and sure enough, I found him. He was with another couple. And I said, "Sir, I hate to bother you, but I think I'd like to come over and look at your car tomorrow." He said, "Sure." Next morning, I went over to his house. We looked at the car. I picked the car up. He gave me the keys to it. I drove it to my mechanic here in Old Scottsdale, or actually it's Tempe, called Legends Luxury Auto Repair, and I had the proprietor Danny Smith go over the car. Danny is today a mechanic with probably 35 or 40 years experience on GM cars, so he knows every one of the GM cars inside and out. He goes over the car. He says, "Well, Joe, it needs this, this, and this." They were very minor things. I said, "Danny, do it." It wasn't even my car. Danny did it. I paid Danny. I don't even remember what it was. On the way back, I stopped at Bank of America. I picked up a cashier's check for what the gentleman wanted for the car. Went back to his house, and he said, "Well, what do you think of the car?" I said, "Sir, I love your car. Here's the check. Let me have the title." The story behind the car was that the gentleman was in business in, I believe, Bloomington, Minnesota. He purchased the car, brought it to the Scottsdale area. He owned a home in the mountains. I believe it was the McDowell Mountains. And he would leave the car here all year and use it only the 1 month out of the year that he would come to Phoenix. Well, here this car was many, many years old, had only 47,000 miles on it. Well, of course, I bought the car. Now 6 or 8 years later, I've only got 58,000 miles on the car. The engine in the car is a 5-liter V8 engine with tuned port injection. It has an automatic transmission, and it would have been nice if it had been a 5-speed. To the best of my knowledge, the car is completely original. I have all of the paperwork. I cannot see where there was any painting done to it. Approximately 6 weeks ago, I did have the front spoiler repainted. On that car, the spoiler is approximately 4 to 5 inches off the ground. I had a gentleman come over to the house. He does bumper repair at your home. He repainted that front. He took it down to the raw fiberglass, primed it, painted it, and then did a clear coat on it. You can't tell anything's been done on it. The car has the original top. Everything is original. The car's only got 58,000 miles on it at this point, so it should be original. The only thing that I have replaced are the tires on it, and that's just because of the age of them. Other than that, it's a cruiser. I love the car, and I'll probably keep it for many, many more years. And we call this one Little Red. You could see my other car, which is a 1975 Chevy Caprice Classic convertible, which we have called Big Red. So I've got Big Red and Little Red. And that's basically the story of my cars.
Thanks, Joe, for taking the time to share your wonderful convertible with our YouTube family. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. We appreciate all of you taking the time to view this or any other of our videos. Please leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Join us again next Sunday as we bring you a 1962 Comet that's been in the same family since it was bought new in late 1961. It's a great story, and the current caretaker is the son of the original purchaser. Don't miss it. Until then, remember, please be careful out there.